hospital. You know, it kind of weighed on me, but good thing was a night game, so I was able to get a little bit of rest at the hotel. But you know, I got to thank the offensive coaching staff. You know, the 4 other full-time guys and all the young guys in the room that really dug into giving us an opportunity to put together the best plan, considering that I was going to be out for a little bit with the situation with my child being born. But you know, credit to them. They had them pinned. We were dialed in. Got off to a little bit of a slow start in the first half. We were missing on a couple of things, but Deshaun got dialed in, and it was good to come away with a victory.
It looked like he really wanted to try and get that downfield passing game working, and it wasn't quite there early, but caught up as the game went along. What was the difference in the second half versus the first half?
Well, just had to stay with it, and we challenged them that day. That's what they're giving us. Because if you study them, I mean, that's a really, really good football team. And obviously their record may not have the success that they want overall, but that defense is one of the best we're going to see all year. They're geared to stop the run, so we knew that we were going to have our challenges because they're gap sound. They're not going to make mistakes. They're going to be there, tough physical guys. But we felt like we had an opportunity with the speed guys that we had on the perimeter to make some plays down the field, and that was our game plan going in. We knew we were going to throw the ball, and we knew that if we just kept going to the well, that eventually we were going to connect on some of them. And once you connect on it, then the confidence builds, and you're able to continue to make plays.
You're still fairly new to this offensive coordinator. When there's a number of incompletions, an interception on the long balls, is that tricky to say, stick with it, it's going to come, the catches will come?
Well, you know, one thing I learned from Chad is you just got to call the game. You know, you can't focus on that. Obviously, you got to get a feel and a flow for the game, but we knew that was the plan. We tried to find some opportunities to run it. Again, they were stout against the run. Credit to them. You know, our guys did a good job of finding some running game, but we knew we were going to have to throw the ball, and then they were going to continue to play us. If they're going to play us in bump and run coverage, press man, we got to make those plays down the field. Just like we said last week versus Georgia Tech, if they're going to play us in man coverage, we got to throw the ball down the field. So, you know, never was discouraged because I know Deshaun. I know the kind of competitor that he is, and he's going to figure it out. He's his toughest critic. He's going to figure out why he's a little bit long on those balls, and eventually they were going to connect.
Can you tell us about that 4th and 1 fall to Zach Brooks? Was that something you saw coming, or was it the perfect time?
You know, I think it was a good time, but again, that's a play that Coach Streeter has brought with him from Richmond that we've been practicing, and we felt like we were going to get man coverage, so it was as good a call as we had, and Zach did an unbelievable job of weaving through the traffic. Deshaun delivered the ball, and it was a well-executed play.
Turnovers haven't really cost you in the last 2 games, but are they becoming a concern with the interceptions and fumbles?
You know, if you look at it, you had the 2 interceptions. Obviously, the first one was probably a ball thrown a little bit too inside, and the safety made a good play. The second one, you know, wasn't all on Deshaun. He was getting hit as he threw the ball, so you had some protection issues. I think our guys understand the importance of protecting the ball, but we got to go back to work. You know, let them enjoy the night, but once we get back in there on Monday, we got to focus on not just the turnovers, but also some protecting issues. The quarterback got hit too many times. We knew they were going to do some funky stuff and really challenge us, so they did a good job overall, but there's a lot to coach from this game.
You know, you guys didn't exactly play in the most ideal circumstances the last few weeks, but it kind of felt like that offense was not maybe running at 100% speed. Did this kind of particularly the way the second half went, give you some encouragement that we're pretty close to where we want to be?
Well, if you look at it, we feel like we've been getting better each week.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there was a lot of hype going into the season because we were returning a lot of the skill guys. We had some new guys up front that we had to get broken in, and if you just watch us, you know, week by week, with the exceptions of some of the turnovers, we feel like we're getting better. You know, our guys are on the same page. If you saw Deshaun out there, he was in control of the game. He was sliding protections in the direction that we needed him to slide. The guys were on the same page and knew what was coming. So we feel like we're getting better. And again, I told them coming in this game, let's make it about us. We're challenged. You got the #1 defense in the country that you're facing. You know, let's go show how good we can be.
How impressive has Mitch been and how he's held up? And that's a big job to ask somebody to do. And he's played some good defenses so far.
Of course, and obviously, you know, I don't think our conference gets, you know, the recognition from a defensive standpoint that some of the other schools do, but you're going to face some of the best defenses in the country. Again, that was #1 defense in the country, and you didn't notice him out there as a freshman. So credit to him and his preparation. He prepares with purpose. You know, you would think that as a freshman you might have some physical mismatches, but he's held up physically. He's smart. You know, he understands what we're trying to accomplish. So I've just been really impressed. Really haven't thought about having, you know, a freshman out there. Just, hey, that's Mitch. He's going to get the job done.
Not have to think too much.
Exactly.
Lincoln's had a few touchdowns in the red zone the last couple of weeks. Has he kind of become that replacement for what Mike Williams that big target on the fade routes.
Of course, and he creates matchup problems, you know. So obviously, when you looked at us a couple years ago, we were #1 in the country in red zone. We had two elements. We had Taj that could run the ball, and then you had Nuke, and you had those guys on the outside that could go up and play the high point. And obviously losing Mike, you know, we lost a little bit of that. But you're seeing some of the other guys starting to emerge. The more that we can stick to it and continue to throw the ball down the field builds confidence. But Leggett is a matchup problem for anybody. If you put a linebacker on him, you know, he can run by a linebacker. You put a safety or a corner on him, he's a big body, and he's got great ball skills. And so, you know, we got to find more ways, you know, to give him the ball. We're just excited for him and an opportunity to break a record. You know, I know that's something special to him, and he's worked hard. You know, he's one of the leaders of our offense, so it's good to see him get the end zone.
Speaking of high pointing the ball, is Dion kind of becoming that weapon on the other side?
You know, he keeps getting better week after week, and it's good to see him go out there and make plays and build his confidence. And so now, as you do that, then we're able to expand, you know, his package and his role within this offense. So it's good to see him, and then Trayvion's making plays, and it's good to see Sharon make some plays down the field. Artavis is making plays down the field, so that just builds confidence. And for us, what it does is it makes defenses pick. What are you going to try and stop the run? You're going to play us bumper run. You're going to sit there in a cover two. And I think throughout the course of the game, we were able to get Boston College to switch to a cover two, but they were still so stout inside, stopping the run, that we didn't quite have success with it.
Zach got a lot of work tonight. Was it his ability to really catch the ball out of the backfield and give you that other option, considering how well BC plays against
that?
the run?
And the times that he's touched it seems like he's found a way to break it for a long run. So, you know, he's worked his way into, you know, a bigger role. Now that he's healthy, you know, he's showing to be durable. And we knew that the backs were going to have to make some plays coming out of the backfield. And Wayne has gotten a lot better, but that's probably not his strongest point right now. But you did see that he did make some catches. But Zach is a very, very good receiver. He's running the ball at a high level, so it was good to see him have some success.
Thanks, Coach.